Good morning. It's Monday, November 4th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. All right, the precious metals are mixed following Friday's explosive rally followed by panic liquidation. Remember, on Friday, we saw the payroll data come out at 12,000 jobs created versus 106,000 expected. The previous month's data was also revised lower, and what that did was it boosted the interest rate cut expectations for the Fed this week and then also in December. However, it was the ISM manufacturing data shortly after that came in at 46.5, well below the estimates here and still in contraction territory. That's what kind of weighed in on the copper market, dragging down silver, dragging down gold, boosting the dollar index. And then you kind of saw this rotation going around with some of the energy trade rallying and then also US equities with a large portion of the earnings behind us. So looking at the overnight price action here, you do have December gold hanging out right at that 2750 level. It's on it right on the nose at the moment here. That puts it about unchanged on the day. Small range in the overnight session, no real big standouts whatsoever. Silver market getting a little bit of a boost, almost up 0.75% at 32.91. Did come just below that 33 mark, settling just a little bit below it. Now copper, that was the big standout here. So copper futures shot up pretty good here. You had some data come out in Asia as far as car sales and things like that. That helped boost the price of the copper market. So copper almost hitting our breakout level. 445 is where we want to see that market close above, and then that could start a new bullish trend in that market as it's just been consolidating what seems like forever at the moment here. Kind of the 430 is the critical level, 440 is that critical level of resistance, and we're starting to push up and butt up against it. So platinum futures also rallying just a touch with that copper market at 1,008 last. Now looking at some other standouts here, you have crude oil futures up $2.17. So it was a combination of two things. OPEC Plus, they agreed to push back its December production increase by 1 month. That helped kind of lift the market just a bit. But meanwhile, it was the escalation in tensions between Iran and Israel after Iran's supreme leader, I love calling it supreme leader, warned of a crushing response. So we saw oil volatility shoot up quite a bit here, and that's why crude oil prices are up about 3% right now at 71.67. Now look at the S&P 500, it's flat, and then we're also seeing Bitcoin futures coming off, trading back below the 70,000 mark. So gold futures, a couple things here. It is looked at as this hedge against tariff-related inflation, where countries would reduce some of their exposure to different foreign currencies and boost the assets of gold. So with the election and the Fed here in focus, we're really going to get a lot of clarity as far as where these markets are going to head from here. So you're looking at right now the election risk trade. Some of the polls over the weekend are showing the tightening between these two candidates here. Trump trade is fading just a touch. So that's why we're seeing the dollar index come off, Bitcoin come off, gold futures come off as that tariff-related hedge, and then we're starting to see some of these other asset classes rotate higher. So the dollar index under its biggest decline since August. Bitcoin again lower, bond yields lower as well. So you got the US T-bond up about a handle here in all the yields across the whole curve here. The 2s, the 10s, the 30s, they are all lower here at the moment. So they look at Trump as this low tax, high tariff type of candidate that will boost growth and inflation. So again, with the numbers just tightening a bit, much of it's probably pushed by the media and everything. That's where you get that fade off here on some of these markets. And then the Fed, the expectations are widely for them to cut 25 basis points. We also expect them to cut 25 basis points in December, and then 4 more cuts in the first half of 2025, getting us down to that terminal rate of 3.25 to 3.5. So if you look at the CME's Fed Watch tool, 98% chance that they cut 25 basis point, an actual 1.7% chance that they cut 50 basis points. I don't see that happening. We're too close to with the election and everything else for them to do anything too dramatic like that. So the critical level of support on the gold market, it has been fading a bit. The signal strength of the gold market coming off just a touch here at 27.3150. We'll take it back to a neutral trend, and I think we could possibly retest that 27.08. That was the September high. 2700 will be your critical line of support. We really want to see that market get back over Friday's high of 27.72 2840, that would take it, push it. We'd start threatening that 2800 level. We'll see if we do get a lot of volatility coming into the election here tomorrow. And then again on copper, you want to see a close over 445. Silver futures still holding its bullish trend, 3226, your critical level of support. Again, that's another one that needs a response, and it needs to track and break through 33.25. That was Friday's high. Now, silver futures are on the high of the session right now. I suspect that much of that is tracking the copper market at the moment. So we really want to see that take off, that boost in copper, and then that follow through with the silver market. Platinum futures also, all these charts are almost identical as far as the way they've reacted here. So platinum futures need to get back above, again, Friday's high, which is about 1014.20. So trading right now at 1,009, and we're on the high of the session at the moment. So I don't anticipate that much more play of a role besides, I'd say, the three things: the election, the geopolitical risks, and then also the Federal Reserve meeting. So those are the three things you want to watch. Everything else is going to be pretty much irrelevant at the moment here. So stick to your levels. If you need any assistance buying like some protective puts, tightening up stops, things like that, reach out to me, give me a call. We'll probably look at, week 1, week 2 put options on things like the silver market, and things like that, just to have a little bit of protection on. The protection proved to be greatly well received and everything else last week when we had that substantial breakdown. We were positioning with put options ahead of that breakthrough, that 33.25 level, and we're able to survive this kind of washout here and actually capitalize on it. So you got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.